I was kind of stepping on eggshells. It was very something very delicate for me because I didn't come from big companies. I used to work in medias and doing press design and some identities as well, but was the first time I was working for such an event. So I was kind of shy in the beginning, and I was just but I right away noticed something important is that Tony Estanguet, our president, really wanted to make something different. He really challenged creativity and wanted us to break some rules, and not just to break some rules, but to make a different and to see how we could challenge what was already established. Our main concern at the beginning was to the discussion evolved around the fact that the Olympics and the Paralympics should be at the same level. It's all a matter of sports, and it's a matter of um, over performing and performing as an athlete. The main thing we did for the past 5 years is we worked the two on the same level. We didn't think first Olympics, then Paralympics. For us, it's the two together. And this is why the look of the games are the same, the torch is the same, the medals are the same, the mascot, etc., etc. So, and this is something very important because our motto was always to this. It came really early. Was games wide open, to open to everyone, to Olympics and Paralympics, to the world. This was this motto of saying games wide open is something very. It's not something. It's Paris opening to the world. The identity of Paris, the logo with the Marianne, is for us. It's We wanted to create a brand, something that could be very iconic, something that represents French culture, something very fashionable, and something very simple. We didn't want to do something too complicated. We're overwhelmed with signs and ads and commercial everywhere. We wanted something like a dot, something very simple, something simple but with this French touch. This is why we did this font in homage of the 1924 Olympics that was held in Paris as well. It was 100 years ago. So we thought this thing of 100 years ago, we had the Olympics, was also something that drove us throughout the design. For the Olympic torch and Paralympic torch, we did this call for tenders with 10 of the greatest French designer. And so it was a very short call for tenders because it lasted for 2 weeks. And Mathieu Lohaner won this call for tender, and the design actually that he made is almost the design you can see today. The design he proposed, we hardly changed anything. We worked a lot together on how to make this happen, on small variation of the tint of the metal and stuff like that, but hardly any changes. And so it was very interesting to work with him because there was a lot of interaction, creative interaction. For Hugo Gattoni on the Olympic posters is was something different because um, It was a short call for tenders, and I knew his work already for the past, I mean, couple of years. We worked about 2,000 hours. Um, there was a lot of details. I talked to him about the whole story of Paris 2024. Like I just said to you, the fact that we wanted to have something equal between Olympics and Paralympics. So I wanted to have two posters, one Olympic, one Paralympic, and when you put them together, you have the whole picture of Paris 2024. So he understood that right away, and he started composing with this idea. It's a huge amount of work because everything is done by hand. And this is something I really liked as well. And I want to promote throughout all the assets that we are working on in Paris 24 is the fact that we have everything is artisanal. I don't know how you say artisanal in English, but it's made with hands. It's not computer assisted. For the metals, we worked with a jewelry called Chaumet, which belongs to the LVMH brand. So we worked with them, and right away in the beginning, we had the idea of creating a medal with a piece of the Eiffel Tower. We wanted to do this because we felt that it could be something so historic for France, for the Olympics and Paralympics games, as well for the athletes, for them to take away a piece of one of the most iconic monuments in the world. We wanted to have someone that also brings this savoir-faire à la française, which is this jewelry called Maison Chaumet, and they had the knowledge to create this almost like a jewelry, this metal within the center, the piece of the Eiffel Tower. So we had also, it was almost a year of work with them, and very interesting because a totally different approach on the metal than on the torch. The metals were very important, but except the ribbons, there's no Eiffel Tower anywhere. There's a pattern of the Eiffel Tower on the ribbons. There's the a piece of the Eiffel Tower on in the middle of the metal, and on the back side of the metal, there's a small Eiffel Tower. I wanted to have this link between the podium and the metal. So I looked a lot of pictures, even though I live in Paris and I know by heart the Eiffel Tower. I still didn't find the right angle and the right way to represent this monument on the podium. And the thing is that a podium is very horizontal, and the Eiffel Tower is very vertical. So how to create something and a pattern and something interesting that reminds of the Eiffel Tower without pastiching it, without making it a pastiche. The Eiffel Tower is, of course, something iconic, but it became also something so cliche for French culture. So we had to pay some respect and homage to the Eiffel Tower in the right way. Parisians have the tendency of forgetting that it's first of all Paris and not some kind of a cliche of Paris. There was Olympics, Paralympics, and we really want to showcase those two together. So two poster making one, two posters, one of the Olympics, one of the Paralympics. But if you want to have the whole picture, you have to bring them together. And this is actually kind of a meta way of thinking the posters, because it's not only about the what is designed on it. It's also how they are they're created, produced. Two different, but if you want to have the whole picture, you have to see the two together. This is exactly what is Paris 2024 about. We're one of the first edition that brings sports outside of the arena, sport arenas. So we're gonna have skateboard, BMX, basketball, breakdance on the Place de la Concorde, and then there's gonna be another stadium on the bottom of the Eiffel Tower with the beach volley. There's going to be horseback riding at the Chateau de Versailles. So this is something quite new, and it's the confrontation between sports and the city. These two work together, and we I wanted to showcase this as well. So he created this sport arena with Paris, which is exactly the project of Paris 2024. And then, of course, I showed him the colors of the look of the game. So he got inspired with the colors, this pink, this purple, blue, aqua blue, and he created this whole universe, and very playful, very joyful, because it's also something that was very important for us, is to showcase something that is very happy. It was very important for us to have another view on the pictograms, because, as you said, um, it, pictograms are up till now were not gender free. They were always representing a man. So we thought that it was kind of difficult to for an event as Paris 2024 to promote equality, man, woman, parity between men and women, 50-50% of athletes, men and women. We couldn't conceive having the pictograms as men. So we decided to take out any representation of athletes, so and to concentrate on all the assets of each sports. It doesn't have the same use that before the pictograms. Before it was really to indicate where everything is, where you were a little bit lost when you came in the Olympics. Now today with your phone, you can just pin something and you know right away where you're going. So the use of pictograms is not relevant anymore for me. So this is why we challenged it a little bit, and we made it much more fashionable than before. Sustainable is something that is very concerning for us. For instance, before, the look of the games, there was one look of the game for the Olympics and one look of the game for the Paralympics. So there's a lot of posters of decor of the stadium, of the city, of whatever, that were deployed. One for the Olympics, then you throw it, and then you produce something else for the Paralympics. We thought it was completely ridiculous, so we created the look of the games that could transfer from one event to the other, from the Olympics to the Paralympics. And so it's a system of bricks. If you look at our look of the games, it's squares. And the only thing we're going to change between the Olympics and the Paralympics is their logo. So for the Olympics, there are going to be the rings, and then we're only going to change the Olympic rings, and we're going to put the Paralympics on. but the look of the games will still the same and stay the same between the two events. So this is from the beginning a reflection we had of sustainability um, that is embedded into the design and to the thinking of how we're going to um, create this whole look of the game. This is one of many of examples, but maybe the most important one was this one. Of course, we wanted to make um, Paris very vibrant. We wanted to showcase to the world that we are we created something that is on point, but not irrelevant in some years. Our motto is games wide open. I mean, it's important for us to say that, especially in these days, in these times of in this area we're all living in, very a lot of wars, a lot of yeah, it's very problematic to say that yeah, we're happy to open our arms and and say welcome everyone. You know, it's important to have this, and I think the design we created reflects this. Well, it's some way both. It's I like when they have this when they see the big idea and then the public starts peeling like an onion, you know, like you peel the onion and you see that there's a lot of layers and something that you understand while watching it. This is exactly the parallel with the posters, the official posters is at one point this poster is the opposite of what a good poster should be, because good posters is 8 words max and one picture and that's it. Some people they like you fly around the picture, the poster, and you understand right away what it is. But here, I wanted to people to have some kind of um, they hold on for a second. You know, you just put yourself in front of the poster and just for 5 minutes, just take your time. We don't take our time anymore. And I feel that our role is to help people as well to take their time. Torch is the same. You can see the torch and the whole torch and the design how it is right away. You see it. It's something very fluid. And but after, if you understand the and you try to take your time for 5 minutes and try to understand, you'll discover so many layers of the story. And this is something very important for me is that it's not a matter of only a design, it's a matter of the story behind. This is what is most important for me. I had some students like years ago, and and I told them everyone can do something beautiful, but there's a few that can do something beautiful with a meaning. I'm very concentrated right now on all the different um, subjects we still have. There's plenty of small details to work around. Before it was complicated because it were big projects. Now it's even more complicated because we have like I don't know hundreds of details to sharpen every day, and so yeah, yeah, it's interesting. And next, after I guess I'll take a break for a couple of weeks. Have to buy a dog because I promised my son and daughter that they will have a dog after the because I went around a lot during the past 5 years, so I promised them to have a dog.